April 1975. It was the final desperate days of the Vietnam War. Saigon was falling, and as the North Vietnamese military advanced, President Gerald Ford ordered the evacuation of South Vietnamese orphans. About 3,300 children left their war-torn nation in the daring mission called Operation Babylift.
This is me when I was 5.5 months old with my airlift mother, Karen. It's given me a chance I would have never had.
Carol Mason was one of the youngest orphans. Her airlift mother, one of the flight attendants. Another crew member, Ingrid Templeton, says she has thought about the children almost every day and keeps this memento.
They were so tiny and they almost stuck to your chest because it was so humid and hot. You know, you just could feel their heartbeat.
The orphans, now adults, and those involved in this extraordinary moment in history recently reunited for a special reception at the Cradle of Aviation Museum in Garden City to mark the 50th anniversary. Also at the museum is a poignant exhibit taking you through the dramatic account of Operation Babylift, harrowing images of young children laying side by side on airplane seats, some crying. You can visibly see the fear, distress, and confusion on their faces. The mission actually began with a tragedy. On April 4th, a C-5A military cargo plane, the mission's first flight, crash-landed shortly after takeoff after a door malfunctioned and blew open, leading to mass structural failure. 138 souls perished, 78 of them children. But more than 170 survived, including dozens of children.
My parents thought I was on the April 4th C-5A that crashed, but then my mom got a call on April 28th that I had landed in San Francisco.
Steve Mark was one of the lucky ones, thankful to all who gave him a chance at life, including Pan Am. The now defunct airline played a critical role when it provided the jumbo jets for the evacuation after the military plane crashed. On board were not only the orphans, but government and airline employees and their families. Mark was one of 4 children on the last Pan Am flight out of Saigon on April 24, 1975.
I was walking through the cabin and people were crying. They're leaving their home country forever, probably, and they don't know what lies ahead.
Al Topping was Pan Am's director of operations in South Vietnam and Cambodia. He helped organize the flights as the North Vietnamese troops were closing in.
My heart was like pounding. I was just so worried that something bad was going to happen.
That plane made it safely back to the States. Twee Williams, who was 5 at the time, was one of the older children. Years later, she was able to find her Vietnamese birth mother, who told her she gave her up because she feared for her daughter's safety as a biracial child fathered by an American soldier. The emotional scars have endured.
I remember a lot of war, so I was in an area that, I saw people get killed, and I saw, I heard the guns going off and the bombs and stuff. I have a good life. I had, a great adoptive family.
And the survivors and all involved in Operation Babylift say that they want what happened to be more widely taught in schools as part of American history. And in doing this, I realized I never learned about Operation Babylift in any history class or social studies class in elementary or high school.
And just
really
hearing
remarkable.
The firsthand account just makes it more impactful.
Absolutely.
Seeing the pictures too just brings it to life. The babies on the seats and
and like grown men feeding the kids.
You can also tell those emotional scars are definitely long-lasting.
Yeah, and indeed. What a great report. Glad that they've survived. All right.